Use of irony, wit and style. Discuss the elements of irony, wit and style in Larkin's poetry. Irony is one of the most conspicuous features of Larkin's poetry. Satire, wit and irony are the redeeming feature of Larkin's poetry, but these are steeped in pessimism, and these elements save his poetry from vapidity and dariness. Larkin is able to find humor even in subtlety, and it testifies to his imaginative power as well as lack of seeing things in the different way. Larkin makes a comic use of irony, though there is almost some sort of irony in his serious poems, which are characterized by a gloomy and pessimistic outlook. In many cases, Larkin employs irony to poke fun at himself. Of course, he makes use of irony to mock at the objectionable things which are taking place in his country, but he also shows a marked tendency to mock at himself. His poems like Toad's Poetry of Departure, Verse the Society, Church-Going, Mr. Bliney, Ambulances, MCMXY, High Windows, and Dockery and Son are full of irony and style. The poem Toads blends comedy with universal truth. The poet considers his daily official routine as a toad. Toad is an amusing image signifying the heavy and detestable monotonous work sitting tight on our shoulders he wants to get rid of, as this toad daily work makes the every week of his life miserable, and he has to endure this toad just to pay a few bills and to meet his routine expenses, and even the money he receives for enduring this toad is too limited to do anything he says. 6 days of the week it soils with its sickening poison. The anticlimax is that all his irritation of this toad comes to nothing when he realizes the futility of his attempt to keep away from the dull routine of the regular job which assures him a secure living. He wishes to leave this job, but he cannot leave it because he knows that to lead a life without work is not something which he can only dream about but cannot actually adopt it. He knows that there is some kind of toad in him which forces him to continue this toad job. Poetry of Departure is highly ironical. M.L. Rosenthal regards it as a wistful, self-mocking joke about the dream of freedom out of the echoes from the modern melodrama of everyday speech. He chucked up everything and just cleared off. The notion that we can gain liberation by throwing away out present way of life and by trying to choose a vaguely imaginative alternative is chimerical. The double irony lies in romanticizing a new imaginary life to evade the responsibilities of life. Sunny Preston strizes at the heavy dependence of the modern times on vulgar and sexy advertisement. A railway station poster promises pleasure through the sensual image of a girl in swimsuit, but the ironical anticlimax appears at the end with the poster replaced by a fight cancer slogan which shatters the romantic illusion projected by the sexy poster. The slogan implies the conscious nature of the sex symbol. This poem is at once funny and horrid in its effect. It exposes the false nature of romanticizing advertisements. Verse the Society is a satirical poem that ridicules the nation that being sociable is a great virtue. The poet is invited to cocktail parties. He sees through the hypocrisy of the invitation, which boils down to the real meaning. My wife and I asked a crowd of crabs to come and waste their time and ours. Perhaps you did care to join us in a pig's arch. He reluctantly accepts the invitation to escape his own loneliness. The poem in the end highlights the ironical human predicament which involves artificiality and hypocrisy underlying human relationship, but the helpless inevitably agreeing to play a role in the mock show. For Larkin, social hobbying is a meaningless pretense, something of vainglorious put-up game in which dissenters participate without genuine enthusiasm.